When you woke up that seemingly ordinary Tuesday, everything appeared normal. The sun shone while people traveled to work and kids walked to school as New York City showcased its majestic skyline. The world changed forever during the hours that followed because it experienced what became one of the most horrific terrorist incidents of the modern era. Almost 3,000 people perished on September 11, 2001, through planned assaults which impacted both the United States and the entire world. This day became one of profound fear and profound sorrow, an extraordinary bravery that defines global security and politics and social dynamics until now. Welcome to Earth Sights on this day's series, and today we'll explore the tragic events of September 11th. This isn't just a story about destruction. It's about resilience, unity, and the way a single day can alter the course of history forever. To truly understand 9/11, we need to step back into the late 1990s and early 2000s. The United States was a global superpower, confident in security. The Cold War was over, and the nation felt somewhat shielded from large-scale threats at home. But beneath the surface, tensions were rising. Terrorist networks, most notably Al-Qaeda, led by Osama bin Laden, had already shown hostility toward the U.S. in the 1990s with attacks on American embassies in Africa and the bombing of the USS Columbia. Still, for the average American, terrorism felt like something that happened overseas, not on U.S. soil. That illusion of safety. On the 11th of September, 2001, the world was shocked as news came in of a commercial aircraft hitting one of the twin towers of the World Trade Center, a symbol of the United States power. The plane was American Airlines Flight 11 with 92 people on board, struck the North Tower at 8:46 a.m. local time, U.S. Eastern Daylight Time. At first, it was not known if it was an accident, and as the world media speculated, 17 minutes later at 9:03 a.m., another plane struck the South Tower, proving that the U.S. was under attack. The second plane was United Airlines Flight 175 with 65 passengers. All flights are banned from entering New York's airspace, but this was no longer the target. At 9:37 a.m., just another 34 minutes after the last strike, American Airlines Flight 77 hits the western outer wall of the Pentagon, the heart of U.S. defense, in the capital, Washington, D.C., killing all 64 on board. The final plane crashed into a field in Pennsylvania. It is believed that the passengers aboard United Airlines Flight 93 were made aware of the horrors on the ground and were aware of their planned fate. They fought the terrorists on board, and the plane was brought down ahead of schedule and on the wrong target. 19 hijackers killed almost 3,000 people that morning and put the nation in panic. The hijackers worked for the terrorist group Al-Qaeda, meaning base in Arabic, which was led by Osama bin Laden. This was not the first time Al-Qaeda had attacked the U.S., but this event triggered a 10-year manhunt and a war in Afghanistan to bring bin Laden to justice and destroy his terrorist network. The first clue was the name Abu Ahmed al-Kuwaiti, which meant the father of Ahmed from Kuwait. Obviously a pseudonym like many others they came across, but whenever high-ranking Al-Qaeda detainees were asked about him, they dismissed him as nothing or not important. Some said he was close to bin Laden, but had left, and one denied his existence. This made him seem important, and in 2007 U.S. intelligence discovered his true identity, Ibrahim Saeed Ahmed. They tracked him down to a large house in Abbottabad in Pakistan, where he was living in a very large house with his family. He was not from a wealthy background, and the high walls, barbed wire, reflective glass, and security precautions taken by the residents raised alarm bells. Operatives on the ground reported a third family living on the top floor, and they seemed to be very important. To avoid innocent casualties, President Obama chose not to use airstrikes, but to send in Navy SEALs to capture or kill bin Laden. He and senior members of staff sat at the CIA headquarters watching the events unfold as two Black Hawk helicopters made their way into Pakistan and the compound. The Black Hawks were meant to hover above the complex so that the Navy SEALs enter on ropes, but the first helicopter hit the wall and crashed into the house. The second had to land in a nearby field. Despite this terrible start, the Navy SEALs were unharmed, and they proceeded into the complex and the house. They made their way through the house, eliminating any armed resistance before finally shooting bin Laden in the top bedroom. If you found this video informative, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share your thoughts or memories in the comments below. And most importantly, thank you for using EarthSight, where history lives on, so we never forget.